and find out. Hey everybody, how you doing? Question, can you hear me? If anyone's watching me live right now, let me know you can hear me or not. Is my microphone working? I don't know. We've been having issues here the last 24 hours. Either it's a StreamYard thing, or it's my computer, or it's just me. I don't know. Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Jared, thumbs up. You can hear me okay? Just say I can hear you. That would be really helpful. Can anyone tell me whether or not I'm coming in working? It's working. Yeah, audio's fine. Okay, great. Thank you. If not, I have to shut the show down and reload it, and this is a pain in the rear end. But in any event, we're good. Thank you for joining me this morning from wherever you are. We're here live from Calgary, Alberta, in Canada. We are here for Friday, June the 21st, option expiry day. It is the third Friday of the month. This is a big deal. If you're not familiar with options, you're a newbie to this channel. This is the first time you've been watching me on a third Friday of the month. This is a big deal. In the past, in the old days, when options first got created in the 70s, back in the day, we only had options that traded where they would expire the third Friday of every third month. In other words, options were traded on all kinds of stocks, usually the Dow 30 and some of the top S&P 500. But options were only they would only expire 3, 6, 9, 12 months out, and so every 3 months you had an expiry day, which would be the end of the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter, the third Friday of the month, and then new options created for a year further out. New series would be allowed to start trading. That was back in the 70s. In the 80s, they came out with monthly expiries. So the third Friday of every month, options would now be created and would die. And so many of the pension funds, the hedge funds, the mutual funds, the big creators of options, the writers of options, and all the traders of options were used to the fact that the third Friday of every month was a big turnover day for options. Now, in the 90s and 2000s, I can't tell you what date exactly, the folks in Chicago who were becoming computerized like everybody else, they figured out, oh, gee whiz, we can now trade much more sophisticated entities now. We have software programs to assist in trading, which created issues in the markets over the years, made things better, made things worse. The Chicago options markets decided we can do weekly expiries on most actively traded stocks. So on Apple, for example, or IBM, or maybe Cisco, or whoever, we'll do options that can expire every Friday, and we'll now have a year and a half of options available, like just a ton. Well, you needed specialists to handle markets, to make bids and asks on every option that was out there. This is a hell of a job. And today, we're now down to daily expiry contracts in some cases. It is really getting insanely crazy. And so going back to today, this is the third Friday of the end of the second quarter. This is one of those 4 Fridays a year where it's the end of a quarter and it's the third Friday as well. So this today is a big deal. The third Friday of July is not as a big deal as the third Friday of June. And the third Friday of September is a big one. And the third Friday in December is always a big, big deal. So a lot of money is changing hands today. A lot of index options will be adjusting their portfolios today. A lot of hedge funds, mutual funds, there'll be a ton of repositioning going on all day long, right into the close and probably in the aftermarket. Options, of course, only trade from the opening until the bell during market hours. And so we start in an hour from now, the options trading, and we shut down in the afternoon. So welcome to the party, pal. There could be a lot of volatility today on a bunch of stocks. Stocks like NVIDIA, GameStop, um, Google, Apple, who just had a big run in the last month, Tesla shares, always, the SPYs, the triple Qs. There's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. So do not expect a boring, nothing going on market. Even though Wednesday was a holiday, this Friday throws that all out the door. There'll be a lot of activity from speculators, day traders, and institutional traders. So there you go. There's your little background as what's going on. GameStop is 25, 16, 17, 20, something like that. We're down about 40 cents. Today is the day that all those options that Roaring Kitty was into, the $20 calls that expire today, they expire today. They're still in the money. Now, Roaring Kitty had 120,000 contracts, and there used to be 188,000 of them in existence. There used to be that many of those contracts in existence, let's say. Since Roaring Kitty has sold off and or exercised a bunch of his contracts, there's no longer that many in existence. As of last night, or as of this morning, the $20 calls that expire today, there are 56,002 left in existence. Now, they will be dealt with by the end of the day today, because if the shares stay higher than $20, all of these contracts will be in the money. We can go up right now to $25 a share easily, and even 25.50s, and I can tell you that there are 6,600 25.50s in existence, 37,795 25s in existence. These are all in the money. 4,600 24.5, 7,000 24s, and going on and so on. So there's a ton of call options that are in the money that are going to expire today. And the question, of course, is where will the stock end up to ultimately tell us how many of these contracts are actually going to be exercised? What's going to happen with these things? If we're in the money, these contracts are in the money. There's obviously potential to see some settlements here. Let me show you here the chart. I just popped this up for you real quick. Don't mind me here on my little spiel. So, okay, just beside myself, just beside my head here, these are the strike prices. So at the very bottom here, 25.50, 25, 24.50, 24, all the way up to 20. And if you go to the top here where it says $20, just head a little further in. 56,002 exist. 6,200 traded yesterday. The last bid ask was 545 to 550 a contract, and the last trade was 538, way over on the very end there, way over. And if you come down the list, you'll notice that the contracts are cheaper and cheaper and cheaper in price. And you can see the open interest right beside the 2050, the 21, the 2150. You see the open interest numbers much lower than the 56,000 that exist. There's 5,000 for 22, 3,400 at 23, 7,000 at 24, and 37,795 at 25. Okay, just to give you a quick little peek as to what's actually going on. And if I go back to the chart back here, which I know you can find yourselves if you want, the 26s, which are out of the money, there's 16,800 of those. The 27s are 8,500. The 28s are 11,500. The 29s are 8,400. The 30s, the $30 call options that expire today, there are 66,900 of those. That's the big boy right now. That is one of those contracts with the most. So, of course, they traded last night at 27 cents because they are out of the money. They're not in the money. The stock at 25.20 right now. These contracts are 420 out of the money. There's a ton of them, but they're not worth a lot, and they will die worthless tonight unless the stock goes up dramatically. And the question out there is, Will the shares go up dramatically? There's no need for the shares, like there's no pressure on the stock to go up dramatically just because there's 60-something thousand 30s in existence. That's not going to make the stock go up. What's going to make the stock go up is a demand for shares for in-the-money contracts. And are there enough in-the-money contracts to cause a need for stock to be delivered to those who are going to exercise their shares? Roaring Kitty bought 4 million shares. He went from 5 million shares to 9 million shares a week ago. And whatever effect that had on the market has come and gone. And here we are at 25.17 a share. We're not at 45 a share. There are those out there on platforms like this one who have been saying and howling to the moon, oh yeah, the stock's going to $50, $60 now because we're coming up to expiry day on the 21st and it's going to go nuts. Not happening. I see volume of 422,000 shares pre-market. We're talking quiet. There's nothing really going on here. Maybe am I missing something somewhere? Am I not aware of a major catapult that's going to come into this market today? What am I missing? Or is the major rush to move this market going to happen on Monday after all of these options are gone? And now we're dealing with June the 28th expiry contracts. Is that what we're dealing with? I have no idea. Obviously, the annual meeting has come and gone. The company raised their money. They've got $4 billion in cash. That's come and gone. All the news is out. Roaring Kitty hasn't really said much this week. Could Roaring Kitty be writing options against his 9 million shares? Could he be writing, enough options for 100,000 here at $30 a share for next Friday, next month Friday, the month after for 30? Like, I don't know how many months out. He could be. I have no idea. If I were his advisor and I understood from him that his game plan is to just keep acquiring shares, that's what he wants to do, just to get more stock in his hands, then I would be advising him to write options, call options against his stock at higher strikes. I'd be telling him to write 30s and 35s and 40s and go out every week. Go, write 1,000 here, 1,000 here, 1,000 the week after, 1,000 the week after at 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, all the way up to 50 out 6 months out. And he might end up writing 5 million shares of contracts and hauling in an average of $4 or $5 a share in cash for every option he creates. And if he brings in $5 average on 5 million shares, he brings in 25 million in cash from option gamblers. He could theoretically turn around right away if he wanted to. And right here at 25 a share, buy 1 million more shares and announce that publicly, brag about that, and that would put him at 10 million shares, all paid for, no interest, no debt against it, and the last million were bought for him by option gamblers who are buying call options. Now, could that move the market to 35 a share? Could that actually happen? In theory, it would put some of his options in the money that he wrote. On the other hand, if the shares kind of moved up into the 35, 37 range and then came back to the 30, 32 range, virtually all the options he's would have written going forward next week, the week after, the week, all the way out for 6 months. They're all out of the money. They'll all trade at various prices, but it may be that the $5 average he collected, they might all be trading now at a $4 average. And all of a sudden, he's already ahead 20% on the options he's written. He's taken the money and bought the stock. And he might write another bunch of contracts. Because remember, he's got 10 million shares, not 9. He's only written on 5. He might write another 5 million worth of options against his other 5 million shares, bringing in another 25 million theoretically, which he would then use to buy maybe another another million. And he'd now have 11 million shares. It's not 12, 11. Going from 9 to 10 to 11. Could be done. And a month from now, 1/6 of all the contracts he's written have expired, and they may all be out of the money, especially the contracts that were, 35s and 40s that die next week and the week after and a month from now. They all die out in time. They all become worthless. And he might turn around and go, okay, well, every week I have 200,000 shares of options expiring. I'm going to write 200,000 more contracts, enough contracts for 200,000 more shares going forward the next 6 months from here. And he may constantly roll contracts and just keep creating new contracts as old contracts die off, and he writes new, and then he just keeps buying 50,000 shares here, 50,000 shares here, 30,000 shares there, and he's just an accumulator of stock, all off the backs of option gamblers. Can be done. Just saying. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just a guy sitting in front of a computer, praying that you hear me, because we've been having technical issues the last couple of days, and trying to figure out what's going on. For those of you who are watching me who are not Roaring Kitty, and you don't have 5 million shares or 9 million shares or anything like that, if you're a follower of this channel and you're a $5,000 to $500,000 player, welcome to the party. Welcome to this channel. You can make money writing options, depending on how much capital you have to work with and your risk tolerance level, how aggressive you are or passive you are, how experienced you are. The good news is what I try to talk about here is to show you how to be an option writer in a conservative way, to not be the riverboat gambler and try to get a long shot win. That's not what we're here for. You want to go for long shot wins, you need to follow channels where they tell you to buy options at pennies and hope that they go to dollars and you've won the lottery. Well, unfortunately, the batting average of those kinds of investors is so bad that they make lotteries look great. So around here, it's the opposite. Here we write options. We have investors and viewers who write options who are taking steady income out of this market. And whether it's cash income to live off of, cash coming in to diversify holdings, cash coming in to buy more of the exact same security that you're writing options on in the first place to just grow your portfolio. There's a zillion reasons why you do what you're doing for cash flow. And for those of you out there who have, 10 and 20 and 30 and $50,000, but you also have loans and credit cards and student issues and mortgage problems and houses that need $3, $5, $10, $20,000 in repairs, and you got problems, and you're living paycheck to paycheck. You're not even living paycheck to paycheck. You're getting deeper in debt every paycheck, but you do happen to have an investment account through some miracle. You happen to have some dollars, and you've come here and thought, can you show me how to make money on my money? Because no one else can show me how to make money on my money. Everyone out there tells me to either buy a hot speculative stock and hope for the best, or they tell me to buy ETFs and high-yielding investments and wait 20 years for the payoff. I got problems now, and I don't want to cash out this 10 or 20 or 30 grand to do that, because then I have no nest egg. Can you help this nest egg generate income that I can now use for some issues I have to add to my paycheck? So I get a paycheck every 2 weeks or so, and I also have this income from this side gig coming in to get me ahead of this thing and take the pressure off of my paycheck. That's what this channel is doing for a lot of people. Welcome to the party, pal. If you're in your 30s and 40s, you are up to your neck, likely, in cash flow issues. You are flowing cash like crazy. If you're in your 50s and 60s, you are attempting to get to the point where you're saving more than you've ever saved before to, as quickly as you can, build a nest egg that you will retire on partially along with Social Security, so that you're not dependent on 90% of your existence from Social Security or more. You want that to be less than half of what you need to get by on, because politicians out there are not your friend when it comes to what you're hearing about what to do with the Social Security nest egg. It's the election year, and they're not out now telling you that we're going to, cut back benefits. But wait until the first 6 months of next year. No matter who's in the office, it makes no difference who's in the office, because in 6 months from now, 8 months from now, when we're into the new year, there's going to be a groundswell of just elected congresspeople and some senators who are going to dare to say, well, we might have to cut back the payouts on Social Security, or increase the tax rates on these, or adjust the cost of living allowances and make changes here. Something's going to happen. You have to be 1 year older to start collecting it. Maybe you have to be every 2 years, they're going to raise the eligibility by 1 year, and you're sitting there at age 55 going, oh man, I'm not going to be able to collect this for another 10 years. I thought I was 5 years away. I'm now 10 years away from getting a dime of this money. They're going to cut back the cost of living allowance on it. By the time I get any of this money, it's 80 cents on the dollar, because inflation's going to tear it apart. I don't know. You don't know, but I can tell you that in certain countries, this talk is out there. And so you have got to figure a way yourself to take control of your assets and not get caught in this vicious trap of hoping your government carries you for the rest of your life. You are in trouble if you're thinking this. You are really asking for problems. So I have classes on my website, stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. If you're a regular, you know all about it. Down below is a description of this video, this show, and there are the classes listed there. There's 17 of them to learn how you can learn how to become an option writer. It's all there is to it. I don't have, and there is no one, nowhere, anywhere. There is a course out there in 5 minutes. You're going to learn how to write stock options. Doesn't exist. There are videos out there by some people who will show you how options work or exist, but you are going to be lost in the ether, and you are going to get your butt handed to you very quickly by the pros from Dover, who really know what they're doing when it comes to option writing and option buying and option selling. The platforms that you want to use on these telephones, as great as they are, there are limitations to what these can do for you. One of the problems with these issues, one of these things here, these platforms, is they are geared, they are set up to get you to trade quickly and often. And they're set up where you end up putting in at the market orders with your trades, whether it's your stock trades or your option trades, and you're not going to get necessarily the best, what we call the best fill. A fill is where you complete a trade and you scored a real nice price when you sold something, or a real good buy when you buy something. A market order, and at the market order, is you don't know what price you're going to get for the entity that you're buying or selling. There's a range that it's trading in, and you have no idea where in the range you're going to come out at. The problem with that is, with options, one options contract represents 100 shares of stock. And if you are out as much as 15 cents on a contract, that doesn't sound like much. Oh, it's only 15 cents. That is a $15 miss on your potential to take money in, or to pay 15 less for a contract you're buying. And one contract, $15, you might go, oh, well, it was $15, no big deal. Okay. The problem here with this strategy is option writing is not a one-time thing. It's not a lottery ticket. Option writing is a consistent method of bringing cash in out of the market. And you might be doing 2 or 4 or 6 trades a month on option writing, depending on what you like to do. And if you're doing multiples of contracts, it really can get to be a problem. 10 contracts at a time is not a big deal when you're dealing with put credit spreads, for example. You might have a $2,000 risk trade that you're trying to do that represents 10 puts and 10 more puts at the same time. That's 20 contracts that you're dealing with now for a $2,000 risk. Sounds exciting, sounds great. Oh, I got 20 contracts on the go. The problem is if you're missing by 15 cents on these trades, you just lost yourself $300 on the way into the trade and maybe $300 on the way out. This is out of your pocket. You don't even notice it. You don't even know because you just get a report from your app. You just did this trade. You just did this trade. Here's how much money you have now. You don't realize 600 of it just evaporated into the ether because you were filled at market, not at a limit order that you control. You have to learn this stuff. This is what my classes are about. My classes aren't just how to write a call or write a put. It's far deeper than that, because if you're going to make money in this business, you have to understand how not to lose money in this business. And the pros from Dover have all their computer programs, all their software set up to look for your order to screw with you guys. And you can't be caught and be vulnerable in this area. And I'm just talking about 10 contracts on each side of a trade. I'm not talking about down the road where you're going to be a 20, 30, 40, 50 contract at a time writer with experience. This is where you are losing tens of thousands of dollars on a quarterly, yearly basis. This could cost you a year's salary very quickly. It's incredibly important to understand the nuances of how options actually work. It's why I say you can go to YouTube all you want and you will find videos on how to do this trade, how does this trade work, how does this trade work. And every video you will see, I guarantee you, every video you'll see will pretty well show you it's a winning trade. It's a winning trade. No one ever loses money on option trades when you look at videos on the internet, on YouTube. Everybody makes money all the time. That's not true. That's not true at all. Markets sometimes go the wrong direction. And you have to understand how to handle options that are working the wrong direction. You have to learn rollover techniques. You have to learn how to properly do rollovers that don't cost you an arm and a leg to do, giving you more time and maybe a bigger credit at a much safer range to be into an option trade. Again, you have to study this. This is not going to be handed to you, and no app is going to say, "Oh, hey, Charlie, listen, you wrote these contracts, and you're potentially going to lose $1,500 on this trade. Here's a rollover trade that will turn it right around for you." It doesn't do that. These apps don't do that. There's no such thing as artificial intelligence to show you this stuff. You have to understand this yourself. You have to understand the nuances of how options depreciate, appreciate, and how you can use time as your weapon, your kryptonite against everybody else. If you don't understand this, you are going in with one hand tied behind your back and the other hand is in a sling. You're dead meat. You're going to be wiped out. You cannot go into the market like that. Thank you for those of you who have been taking my classes and letting me know how they've helped you. I appreciate that very much. Congratulations to those of you who have really stepped into this and said, "Uncle Bruce, I understand you've put 17 classes out there. There must be a reason there's 17 of them, because there's a whole lot of information in each one of these. I mean, your classes are 1.5 hours to 2 hours long in plain English, easy to understand, and you got like 35 hours of instruction. This is, whoa. And we aren't done yet. There will be lesson 18, there will be lesson 19, there will be lesson 20 going forward. But each lesson that I've generated adds to the last one. And you just become more knowledgeable. And this is why a lot of you re-watch my classes multiple times to reabsorb what you heard a month ago, 2 months ago. You may find that you're taking a class every couple of days, maybe 2 a week, maybe 3 a week, maybe on Saturdays and Sundays you watch one class on Saturday, one on Sunday. Next week you do it again. And you are systematically saying to yourself, I am buying into this program. I'm going to learn how to write options, and I'm going to dedicate myself to get all 17 of this guy's classes, hang out with these regulars, become a member of his channel, and learn how this is done and protect myself against this market. Those of you who are doing that, you have got a 90% chance, better chance than anyone else to make money in this business. Remember, out of all the $5 trillion a week that's turning over, you got to get your fair share for your bills, for your expenses, for your ability to quit your day job and just be an option writer and a self-employed asset manager of your own assets. To retire earlier than maybe you thought. You thought you're going to retire at 65, and you now realize at age 52, you're now self-managing your own wealth, using options as a way to generate way more income into your account, which means you won't have to work until you're 65 to reach a certain level of retirement funds. You might find yourself at age 61. I'm there. I'm there, and I have capital outside my retirement funds that I can live off of. I can walk from this job now. And those 4 years might be the difference between a very healthy body and a very ill body, a very healthy mind and ready to travel, enjoy the world while you're still relatively younger. Every year after 60, we don't get a year older. We get much older every year after 60. It compounds in the wrong direction, depending on your lifestyle, how you look after yourself, everything else. Financially, you have to be in control of your life. You cannot possibly think that the government of your country is going to look after you in a lifestyle you're used to now. Forget about it. You're going down to the lower middle class at best. And for some folks out there, it's unfortunate. They've worked 30 years, 40 years, and they've got nothing. They have no 401ks, no retirement funds, zero. They are purely looking at Social Security and Medicare to make it. And this is under attack from every angle you can imagine. You just can't get yourself caught in that trap. I hope, again, I hope I'm able to help you. Thank you so much for your support of this channel. I really do appreciate it. I want to say again, thanks to those of you who have become viewers of this channel. Those of you who've joined us here. I cannot thank you enough for your support. Being subscribers of this channel, man, this is absolutely wonderful. That you've joined us. Thank you for the thumbs ups, by the way. They've been coming in all day here, all morning. Appreciate this. For those of you who've become members of this channel, a special shout out to you guys. You are keeping me on the air without any question whatsoever. The only reason YouTube doesn't kick me off because I'm live 2.5 hours every day minimum. I'm that, I do that much content here. They would not keep this channel running in any way, shape, or form, or promoting it just off the views. I mean, the actual views that I generate here are so small. I am not a mega channel at all. I have 497 people watching me right now from around the world, which is great. I got 497 diehards here, which is, I appreciate it. But I don't have 49,000 watching me right now. I am not a Kardashian. I am not a pretty face to look at. And this background is as boring as all get up. So you're here for the voice, and you're here for the stories, and you're here for some trading suggestions. And that's about it. So memberships, thank you, members, because YouTube collects the membership money. It's a program that YouTube created for creators to offer memberships. You've probably noticed on any other channel, I would bet you 8 out of 10 financial channels like mine, they're offering you a chance to join them for some extra perks. If you join this channel as a member, you're going to be able to comment here. You're also, if you're a Gold Bagel member, one of these guys, you're in the penthouse of this channel. You're joining me every day before I do this show, and usually every Wednesday night, primetime live as well. And I try to hand out some trading suggestions that will help you make more than the cost of this membership. I mean, come on. It's only $25 a month to be a member at the gold level. I come up with a trading strategy for you that makes you a couple of $1,000 on a small investment. There's your $300 a year right there. So this works. Thank you for those of you who are stepping up and becoming members and upgrading to a Gold Bagel level. There are more Gold Bagel level members on this channel than regular members, which says everything. It indicates to me we are doing it right, and it's working for many of you. And I so appreciate those of you who have become members of this channel. I cannot thank you enough. It's what keeps us rolling. Yes, classes are great. Those of you taking the classes, you're investing in yourself. You're investing with all the others here into yourselves, and you're improving your ability to be a way better, smarter option writer. I couldn't be more thrilled. Any of you who want to have a one-on-one session with me in private for an hour, that's available as well. It's $400 US for an hour. It never goes an hour. It always goes longer. And that is another level that, again, after some classes, you might want to decide, okay, I got to sit down with this guy. I got 60 grand here. I got 140 grand. I got $400,000. I know what the hell I'm doing. Or what I've been doing is wrong. I can't make any money, or my money isn't making money because it was managed by these outfits through my employer or through these banks, and they've gone nowhere. I want to talk to him. I'm going to spend $400 for an hour of his time, and let's see if he can help me down the road. What should I and should I not be doing? And this is where, after an hour or so, it'll become pretty apparent. You'll go, oh yeah, I've heard thousands of dollars of good ideas here. This $400 is chump change compared to what I've just decided what I'm going to do here. But you have to be ready psychologically to take that step. And it's okay. When you're ready, you let me know. I'll tell you this without any hesitation. The viewers of this channel that have had the most one-on-ones with me are literally the most active option writers this channel has. And you would think, oh, geez, some of these guys are really active option writers. They don't need to talk to him. I mean, they know what they're doing. You'd be surprised how many times we've consulted with each other, because every time they do a series of trades, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars in potential revenues here over the next month or two or three or four. And so for a consultation for an hour, hour and a half, it's a nothing burger to just reaffirm where we're at. Because there are times where I'll come up with something and say, well, have you thought of this? And they'll go, no, I didn't think about that. And I'll mention, oh, this might save you $20,000 in losses. Oh, this might make you 15 grand more on your returns. This is where these consultations are a nothing burger. You have to get to the point where you have the confidence, after taking some classes and being here a while, becoming a member, you're going to go, you know what, I definitely want to have an hour with this guy. I want to talk to him about my situation, the family situation, the fact that we're about to inherit from grandma and grandpa, or my mother and father's estate is in probate and we're about to come out, and I'm going to have to look after this money for me and the kids. It's overwhelming. I've never been in this position before. I need to talk to someone that is not a relative or someone that doesn't have an agenda in my life. And you'll find out very quickly, if the word gets out that you're about to inherit dough, someone has passed away, and you're getting a bunch of money, your phone's going to start to ring. Your texts are going to go. You're going to get people hitting you up. It's like you were winning a lottery and all of a sudden you're a bank. Many of you know this. You've experienced it. You've seen it before. You've heard about it in your family. I'm just saying, hey, however you want to handle it, you handle it. It's okay with me. I don't care. But you want to become an option writer, there are classes that you can take one at a time when you're ready, and you can hang out here with this gang and move forward. If you wish to go further than that, then you'll look me up and say, I got to talk to you. I need an hour, hour and a half. My wife and I together want to talk to you. And some of you have contacted me to say, my brother and I each have inherited money from our late parents. We're both learning how to write options. He's in one city, I'm in another. Can we do a one-on-one with you? Can you bring us it? Yes, I can. I can do that. So if you want to have two people together instead of just one, we can set up connections on a private chat Here, it's on YouTube, on this channel, but it's in a private setting. And at the end of the session, I send you guys a rerun of our private chat. So you can revisit it anytime you want. You don't have to frantically take notes while you're talking to me. We can have a very relaxed conversation, go over some ideas. You can show me what you're doing or not doing or what you're sitting on. We'll figure it out. And then I'll send you the rerun of the chat that you can revisit anytime you want. So I try to make it as easy as I can, all in plain English. You let me know when you're ready and we'll go from there. Welcome to the party, pals. Beach Boy, if you think Uncle Bruce just sells his classes and one-on-ones, I can only say this. I wish I found Uncle Bruce sooner and started applying sooner, but hey, this is way better than having results. Good luck with that. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. There's no question that Beach Boy and I have had a number of one-on-one sessions over the years, and it's made a difference. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. And you can tell, those of you who are here, you can tell the most active members who are commenting, or you can also tell, once you're here a while, you realize, yeah, there are certain folks who really do a lot of option writing. And why? Well, you'll figure it out as you take the classes yourself. Hang out here a while and you go, oh, I know why he did that trade. Oh, hell, that's a heck of a good trade. I wish I had the capital to do that kind of a trade. But the good news about option writing, you can write one option. You can write 2, 3 at a time, 5 at a time. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You can write 100 at a time. It doesn't matter. It's the same trade no matter how many you write. It's just a question of how many you're doing, and that's the size of your account. That's the best part about option writing. You're doing the same writing that the pros are doing on the in the hedge funds and through the institutional traders. You're doing exactly the same transactions. Some of these guys will do 1,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 contracts at a time. Roaring Kitty did 120,000 calls. They're in a level that's way out there. You don't have to worry about that. You too can do exactly the same strategy trading in your neighborhood, in your economic neighborhood. And that's all it is. If we can build you up 10% here, 20% here, 15% here, 30% here, it adds up quickly and it eviscerates the cost of the classes, the membership, one-on-ones. You will find that is a nothing burger. You're going to be making thousands of dollars on a consistent basis to now target your economic life to a better level, whether it's knocking off credit cards after years of carrying balances, knocking off small amounts of car loans or big car loans, knocking off a second mortgage early, whatever the plan is. If we're able to help you improve your cost of living by dropping it, by making it cheaper for you to live every month, right there is a win. Beyond that, grow your retirement account, grow your cash flow, and it might well be that you no longer are a full-time employee at a firm. You're now just a part-time employee as a consultant from home at your leisure and a full-time asset manager of your affairs. Welcome to the party, pal. I'm glad you're all here. Okay, thank you all so much for popping in. I'm glad you're here. Let's see what's going on. Thank you all for popping through here. Jesse James, I have finally taken the first 2 classes. I've seen each of them a few times now. I'm getting it. I do have a couple of questions as well. There you go. If the stock is at 25 and I write a covered call with a $30 strike and the stock goes to 20, I don't have to panic, right? I mean, because it's out of the money anyway, so Expire's worthless. That is correct. If you write a call option and you bring in $2, $3 a share on a call, you get $200 to $300. You're offering your stock for $30 a share for a limited time frame. The time frame comes and goes. The stock doesn't go up to 30. It stays at 25. It goes to 20 or it goes to $29.99. It doesn't get the 30. Gets to $29.99. Your contract is still worthless. Because at 30 or higher, it has value. But otherwise, it's worthless. It dies worthless. Now, you can let it die, or you can, in the last week of its existence, if you wish to, or any time, but let's say in the last week of its existence, you may find this contract's trading at 10 cents a share, 10 cents a contract. It's like $10. I'm going to buy this thing back for $10, and I'm going to write a new one that expires a week or two or three or whatever further out for a couple of bucks right now. I'm not going to wait till Monday. This is Thursday, Wednesday afternoon, Thursday morning, Friday morning. I'm going to close it out right now and write a call immediately so that over this weekend, it's already expiring. The new one is expiring. You might want to write 30s or 32s or 35s if the shares have come up towards 30. If they're still around that 25 level, you might write 30s right away again. On the other hand, the shares back off to 21, 22, you may find that I'm going to buy the 30s back and I'm now going to write 27s for a month out, and I'm going to take in $2 for those, or 3, or whatever the option change shows you. Obviously, if shares go up and you write a $30 strike and the stock's at 25 now, and the stock goes to $33, and tomorrow morning you wake up on Monday morning and you notice in your account, hey, there's $3,000 cash in my account, but my option is gone. My stock is gone. I had 100 shares. I wrote a contract. The contract's gone. The stock's gone. But there's 3,000 cash in my account, plus that cash I got already for the contract. That's also mine. You have $3,200, $3,300 in your account sitting there going, oh, the stock's at $32 and I got $3,200, $3,300 of cash in my account. I got exercised. So what do you do now? Well, you could just buy the stock back at $32 on the open market when we start trading. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to write a new call. Maybe you're going to write a 37, $5 higher than the price of the stock. Good for a month or two, whatever timing you want, bringing in $2, $3 a contract or more. And you've just added some more cash into your account. And you've got 100 shares at $32 a share. And here we go again. Stock stays at 32 or goes higher or goes lower. Here we go with the premiums. Jesse, you've entered a whole new world that everyone here is familiar with, and now you're getting it. Welcome to the party, pal. This is about to get fun. It's a lot of fun when it works like this. Of course, for those of you out there who have 1,000 shares of GameStop or whatever, you can write 10 calls at a time. You can write 5 calls off the 10 you might be able to write. You might just decide to write 5 that expire next week or 2, and the other 5 you might write for a month or 2. You've got 2 sets of contracts, 5 contracts here, 5 contracts here on your 1,000 shares, and you're folding your arms going, okay, I wrote some 30s and I wrote some 35s. Well, let's see what happens with these contracts. Do they depreciate out? What does the stock do in the meantime? I got the money. I got the money right up front for writing these contracts. If you brought in an average of $2 a share, you brought in $2,000. You can do whatever you want with that money in the meantime. You want to spend it on something else, live off of it, pay off a credit card debt, buy more shares of GameStop. Whatever you want to do is up to you. This is the beauty of being an option writer. You're in control. You're the casino. You're not the gambler. The guys buying your contracts are the gamblers. You're not the gambler. And welcome to the other side of the market. Oh, it's fun. 13 minutes to go, kids, and we start trading on the session. We'll see what happens. GameStop 25.40 right now is what we're at right now, down 19 cents. Volume of 558,000. Very quiet this morning. We note that viewers are telling me the premiums are still very high on GameStop contracts. And whether you're writing covered calls, like Jesse was just asking about, or writing calls on deep in the money calls, that's poor man covered call writing. Jesse, you need to get up to less than 6, 7, and 8. You got to get going. It's all right. It's all right. Well, you take your time, Jesse. You're going to make it. There's all kinds of ways to play this game. Charlie, good job, Jesse. Time to get paid to hold. Exactly. As soon as you start writing contracts, if you can bring in $3 a share on a contract, that's a $300 collection. That just paid for the first 2 classes right there. There's your $300. If you can bring in $5 a contract, depending on which contract you write, how far out it goes, you write a couple of those, you just brought in $1,000. Well, that's 6 classes. 6 right there. Here we go. You're earning while you're learning. And that's another secret of this channel. A lot of my viewers have been earning while they've been learning how to do this. And they've started to get into credit spread writing, cash secured put writing, poor man covered call writing, spreads. They've just gone, oh my God, I can do all kinds of stuff with options. I had no idea that. I didn't even know this existed at the beginning. I thought it was calls and puts. Now it's like, holy crap, there's so much more. I didn't even realize this. Well, welcome to the party, pal. You want to step up and learn how this is done. You're going to be miles ahead of the rest of the market. Because I can tell you that 90% of all market players, the 100 million people out there that buy and sell investments all the time, 90 million of them minimum don't know a damn thing about writing options. Nothing. Another 5 million of those may have written maybe a contract through a spread trade. They didn't know what they were doing. 5 million of the 100 million have an inkling, and of the 5 million, I'm trying to get you into the top 500,000. I'm trying to get you to the knowledge level of the 0.5% of the market. This takes a while. This isn't a 5-minute course, okay? 5 trillion a week changing hands. This is not a 5-minute hi, how are you course to learn how to write options. I'm sorry. This is not. There's too much money on the line for that kind of flippant little. Oh, I'll just take a couple of classes and I'll be a genius. No, it's the beginning, and it's the beginning of the beginning. It's exciting, and it can be incredibly lucrative, but you've got to buy into the program. You just have to. Too many people out there watch a course or two, or they watch a video or two on YouTube, and they think, that's all I need to know. I'm going to be an option writer. And then they don't understand, why can't I make the money that I thought I could make? These videos were showing me nothing but winning strategies. Why am I not a winner doing exactly the same thing? Because there's so much more. There's a lot of nuance. There's a lot of psychology you need to understand. You have got to really absorb this business. Good news, 17 classes, take your time. You can watch them all in a month. You can watch them in 6 months. It's okay. This is for the rest of your life. This is not a one-time trade thing. This is not a one-and-done deal. This now is the new permanent way of you bringing money in from this market. Good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks, all-time record highs, all-time record lows. Cash flow keeps coming in. And that is the secret to the success for option writers. You never stop writing. Welcome to the program, everybody. We're opening in 9 minutes. Christina, what did I miss? I forgot about the show last night. Yeah, you did your primetime live last night, Thursday night instead of Wednesday night. You missed some technical glitches. We had all kinds of fun with that. That was the talk of the channel. But you can watch those on a rerun anytime you want, Christina. You're good to go. Thank you all for being with me this morning. Great to have you here. There's a poll question out today. I don't know if you're aware of it. I've done a poll question today. Kind of curious whether you're on top of this thing. What have I got here? For some reason, I don't even show an alert for today's show. How frustrating is this? I did one, and the YouTube thing is just not delivering the goods for my viewers. It's very frustrating that you folks are not getting the info you should be getting. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. Hang on a second. I'm getting real frustrated. Doing what I can with what little I have. Let's see here. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Hang on. Don't mind me, folks. This is just a YouTuber going through all kinds of emotions today, trying to stay on top of this technical thing they call computers. 168 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. 475 of you watching, so there are 300 slackers who haven't given us a thumbs up yet. I'll send Strickland out to get you guys. Here we go. Here's a question I put up today, and again, I put these questions up just so you know. When I do a poll question, I don't do a poll question that makes me look good, where it's a trick question where you have to answer it the way I want you to. I put up a poll question because I want to get your mood, your thoughts, your motivation, whatever. And so today's question was, Uncle Bruce has given me the confidence to self-manage my investments by writing options for income. I'm kind of hoping that you understand what that means. If you're a regular here, you probably do. And 63% of you say, yes, this is exactly what has happened because of this channel and because of the classes. And I've done one-on-ones with him. I hang out with the gang here. I have the confidence to now self-manage my own investments, and I write options for income. I've never done this before. Before coming here, I've never done this before. 64% of you say yes. 36 say no. So it's not 90-10. You know, it's not like one of those questions where I make it look so good that, oh, look at everybody that watches him does this. No, 64% say yes out of 365 people. And I'm really glad that you're answering this poll question. I hope you're being honest with yourself and on it, because this is completely what I expected. I'm expecting people who come in here to be very skeptical and go, option writing? Really, buddy? All I hear about options is bad news, man. I hear people getting wiped out. Why would I want to be an option writer? Click, I'm going away. I get it. I totally get it. For those of you who stuck around a while and are saying, I'm going to give this a real good look, because why is it that there's $5 trillion a week churning over if it's so damn bad? It's got to be good for somebody. Who is making the money on all these option trades? Who's getting the cash? It can't be just the Wall Street brokers, because that game wouldn't last more than a couple of months. All the clients would run out of money, and it wouldn't exist anymore. Someone has to be winning here. Who are the winners, generally speaking, and who, generally speaking, are the losers? And can I get on the winning side of this trade rather than be a loser on this trade? That's all reasonable people are expecting. And a lot of my viewers who've become loyal followers of this channel, who've taken these classes, who are now option writers, that's how they started off. They somehow found this channel and they began to go, I'm going to look into this. I'm going to give this a view, because I'll tell you, I am looking at every investment opportunity out there. I've got a zillion get-rich-quick promos coming at me through my emails all the time. I got all this junk mail coming at me all the time. I've got all these YouTube channels telling me to work from home. I can get paid to watch commercials. I can get paid to watch TV shows. What is all this crap? And then there's this guy who has virtually no hair on the front half of his head. He's virtually completely bald. He has a set that is, $100, if that. So why would I watch this guy? And all he's telling us about is how to make money on your money. And I'm kind of going, Bruce, I happen to have 10 grand, 20 grand, 40 grand of stuff that just isn't making any money at all. Can you help me make more than what is being made for me by these professionals? Because this 2% management fee is coming out of my account. With a $50,000 account, you're paying $1,000 a year to someone in Wall Street to look after your money. Someone from Wall Street connected is getting $1,000 of your money every year. 10 years from now, you've given them 10 grand. If they built your account to 80 grand, they're now getting 1,600 a year off of you. The next 10 years, $16,000. Are you getting performance that beats the street? Are you getting performance where you can sit there and go, oh, I am going to retire. When I'm 65, there'll be $1 million in here, $2 million in here. I got too many viewers who are saying to me, I've been putting in this dough. For 20 years, I've been putting dough away. And I tell you right now, Bruce, I'd have been better off to buy GICs 5 years at a time. I'd have been better off just to buy high-yielding dividend stocks and just sit on those. These so-called professionals can't even beat inflation. I mean, I'm losing to inflation. All the money that's in there is my money. And whatever my employer matched is in there, and I don't even have that anymore. My employer and I put in this much, and it's only 90% of that much money. We're losing to these guys. These guys can't even make us money, and they're still taking their fees, because every month there's a withdrawal from your account admin fee. Every month it comes out. Well, look, guys, if I can get you to manage your own money, if you got 100 grand and I turn you into a self-manager, that's 2,000 a year you're not paying someone else. The first 2,000 you lose. If you're doing it wrong, you would have lost anyway because it would have gone in fees. Or turn it around the other way, you're going to make 2,000 more than you would have automatically because you're now managing it yourself. And even if you only put it into a 5% yielding money market thing, you're going to make 5% on your money rather than 3% on your money. So right now you're $2,000 ahead. If you learn how to write options with $100,000 of capital, and I can get you into a diversified option writing strategy over several stocks and index funds and what have you, and you can haul in 5% here 1 month, and 8% 1 month, and 4% a month, and 12% a month. At the end of the year, you're going to do the math and go, I'm sitting 150 grand. Hey, I'm compounding my return on my return. I didn't pay 2% on the 100. I'm not paying 2% on the 150. Hey, this 50,000 I've earned inside my retirement fund, that is tax-free money. To get 50 grand clear off my employer, they got to pay me $80,000. I just made 80 grand gross to net out 50,000 net in my account, and all I had to do was hang out with this guy. I'm in, and this is just, we're just basic. I mean, this is nothing fancy. This is nothing ridiculous. You've never doubled your money on any investment that I've told you put in money into. None of that stuff. This is not pie in the sky. You're going to become a millionaire by just buying 1,000 shares of this. This is the next NVIDIA in 15 years. None of that stuff. Yeah, there's some stocks we like to follow that are small stocks and they have some potential. Yeah, sure. You've begged me for some recommendations. I've given you a few. But you know what? Where your money can come from, really, writing options, cash flow, constant, life-changing. And hopefully some of you are quitting day jobs. Look, we're open. We're up and running. We're trading. Larry Titus, I bet you hit the bells while I wasn't looking, or Larry isn't here. I'm not sure what's going on. Larry, are you around? Thank you all for showing up this morning and being here. I appreciate you. It's great to have you here. And let's see what's going on with this market today. Welcome all to the party. I got 25.60 on GameStop. We're actually up a nickel. We were down all morning. 30, 40, 50 cents. All morning we were underwater. We're up 3, 4, 5 cents on GameStop. Apple is green, up 90. Tesla's up $1.40. Google is up 80 cents. The spiders are off 77 at the moment. But we are open for trading, and I welcome you to the party. Hopefully this market will work in your favor. If you're an option writer, it doesn't matter. It usually does. Time is your weapon of choice. It's your kryptonite. It's the kryptonite you use to eviscerate the competition. It's an absolute killer. We're up 61 points on the down. AI 26.69, down 76 cents this morning. GameStop now is off about 8 cents a share. ME down a little bit, a fifth of a penny. SoFi down 7, NVIDIA down 2.79, Rocket Lab down 4. That's the early indication of what we have going on. Welcome all to the party. Welcome all to the show. Glad you could join us today. I'm hoping that you're finding it informative, useful for you, and it's giving you another perspective on the market you've never had before. Thank you, all of you, for joining this channel, this YouTuber. I appreciate your attendance. It's nice to have you here. 482 of you are here. Thanks for those of you hitting the thumbs up button. Appreciate that. If you can hit the thumbs up for us, that would be terrific. Give us a little momentum. 25.50 right now on GameStop. From what I see here, down about 3 cents a share. Nothing much to worry about. 1.3 million volume. Nothing insane. No selling coming in. No serious buying. It's just turnover. And that's what's going on. Thank you. Susan Scary Scott says, I'm new here, like many. I'm a new guy. Making the mistakes as I entered into this is normal, but it's what I do with that knowledge that is the key. Uncle Bruce helps you learn from your mistakes. Stay the course. You can win. Susan Shops is saying that problem on the spreads is brokerage firms like Fidelity, while they let you place order as a spread. Reality is they treat each leg of the spread separately. It's hard to write, get low price on a long leg. Richard Garland is going, neat, neat, neat. White Feather, Larry is in Mexico on vacation. That's why. All right, no Larry, no market. Oh my gosh. Deep Value, 13,000 for sale on GameStop level 2 at 26 a share. Well, if it's there, it's there. That's not going to stop this market with 1.4 million trade already. Who cares? Says, good morning, Uncle Bruce and Bagel Gang. Thank you all for popping in this morning and being part of the program today. 484 people are here. I thank you all very much. 211 thumbs ups already and counting. They're coming on. Thank you. The poll question right now, 399 respondents. Just about 400 now. There it is, 400 people here. Uncle Bruce has given me the confidence to self-manage my investments by writing options for income. 64% say yes. Out of 401 now, 64% saying yes, this is exactly what's happening for me. 36% no, and perhaps will come down the road. I don't know. Thank you all for the responses. I appreciate it. If you can hit the thumbs up button, answer the poll question, giving me a better idea of where your head is at. I love it. I'm excited for you folks. Welcome all to the program today from around the world. Let's see. ATIP filed an 8K yesterday, something about a settlement notice. No idea if it's good for the stock. It's been a doldrums for too long. Yeah, ATIP right now is 495 up 70. That was yesterday, I think. We were up 70 cents yesterday, so I don't have a trade yet. Let me take a look at my watch list. Yeah, I'm showing 495 close last evening. Nothing so far today. I'm not sure if we're open or halted or what. We're open. We are open. No volume, maybe 10,000 today, and it's unchanged at 495. Low of the year, 392, high of 1197, and they settled some kind of a deal here. There's no news on it officially on any. There's no article on it anywhere, but there's a settlement notice as a press release, and oh, is it a long one? It sounds to me like they received $6.5 million from some individuals or entities regarding something to do with their warrants from way back when. I don't know for sure. The details are murky, and I can't read 20 million words of legalese to get to the bottom line. But it's not bad for the company, but it's not the overnight game changer either. So it's one of those announcements that may be okay. It's not going to be hurtful, but I don't know if it's going to make any difference to the stock. So if I wish I could be more specific for you, but I just don't have the energy to read the legalese that go on and on and on for such a small amount of money. GameStop now down 26 at 25.33 here, a little lower now on 1.87 million. Apple holding a 57-cent gain. Tesla holding a $1 gain. Rocket Lab down 6.5 cents. SoFi 6.25 a share on SoFi right now. The volume 627 now on 2 million so far for SoFi. Nvidia down 282. The spiders are off 65 cents, slowly giving up a little bit of ground. We got, as far as winners go, Adobe up 5.50 a share. We have Apple up 63, Tesla up $1.10, Netflix up $4. I got Google up 178, Cisco's up 52 cents, Microsoft up 345, Amazon is up 86 cents, Home Depot up 11, Target up 220 a share, Walmart is up 20 cents, Disney's up 9. Those are the winners. Losers of note. AI down 66 cents. Nvidia down 270, as I was saying. Rocket Lab down 3 cents. Nothing much here. Super Microcomputer, $893 a share, down $23. This stock has had just a gyration like you cannot believe. A week ago, it was at 833. Then just yesterday, it was at 1,002. Now it's 891. So Go figure. This is a $52 billion market cap company. There are no shares out there, so it is as volatile as they get, and I would avoid it. I just watch it to see just kind of what the temperature is in the room, but oh, is it scary. Adobe, like I say, Adobe's up 465. The spiders are down 97 cents. Uber down $1. The Qs are down $1. Enphase down 160. AMD down 74 cents. Unity down 7. Moderna down 111. Other losers, the Trump media down to 26.35 off 40 cents now. IBM is off 15, HBQ down 12, nothing much there. Home Depot off 43 cents. Manic Semiconductors down 414, Goldman down 288. JP Morgan down $3.17 at 195.50. Costco down $1. American Airlines off 7 cents. AMC down 6. DraftKings down 27. Royal Caribbean down 80 cents a share. Not much in the way of losers. The Dow holding a 22-point gain so far this morning. 10 minutes into the session. Welcome all to the party. Nice to have you all with us this morning. We'll see just where we end up here. This is option expiry Friday. It's the third Friday of the second quarter. This is a big deal. Lots of dollars changing hands today. We got the Dow off now 5 points, S&P down 8.5, and NASDAQ down 15 points. This is a nothing burger. We're not even talking much of a percentage point here, not even a eighth of a point. We're up 11 cents on oil, not going anywhere here. 81.40, we've sort of topped out again. The oil shills are desperately trying to talk the price up. I read this morning about Saudi Arabia that they are in desperate need to raise cash because of some of their optimistic capital build-out programs. They tried to raise, I thought they were trying to raise $20 billion in cash by selling a chunk of their oil and gas company. Was it Armco, whatever it's called? And they were unsuccessful. They raised instead of raising upwards of 20 or 30 billion, they raised 5 or 6. Aramco, that's what it's called, Aramco. They raised a fraction of what they thought they were going to raise in a funding program. They have been liquidating their sovereign fund, the Saudi Arabia sovereign wealth fund that they were managing. They have dropped it from $35 billion to $20 billion spending this money. They've offloaded a lot of their investments, including AI investments that could be worth a lot more now. They have gotten out, and now they're holding a lot of investments that are in private entities that are not publicly traded. Very difficult to liquidate a lot more. They're running out of cash. They're spending it faster than they're bringing it in. They need a $95 price to break even as a country. The amount of spending that they do domestically to their citizens and their military and all their other activities, they need $95 a barrel to break even. And we're at 81. So they're not making money. This is why they're offloading assets and trying to sell a percentage of their company, of their country's oil company, to raise enough cash to keep the thing going. It's a slow motion meltdown over there. That is one to watch carefully going forward. And this is the same in other OPEC countries. OPEC countries are poorly operated. Maybe the Emirates is the best of the bunch. Qatar may be well run, but a lot of these guys, these African countries and the South American members, they're an economic basket case, and they need 100 a barrel to make it work. Their bribe systems, their payouts to their generals and their colonels and their jailers and their judges and their all the authority figures of police, the undercover cops, the bribes coming off the top just drain their treasuries. And so the actual millions and millions of countrymen that they're supposed to be guarding or looking after get jack squat. And these countries are inept. They're totally mismanaged. Their oil and gas assets are totally being run into the ground. They're absolutely not performing. They will not hire, or they don't believe in hiring Western companies to run their affairs. They try to do it themselves to take more off the top. Hire this guy's brother-in-law to look after that oil field. Doesn't know what he's doing. Complete joke. And so they're going to get what they deserve, which is poverty and strife and coups, military coups. Surprise, surprise. The military wants to take over because they want their piece of the pie. It's really pathetic. In 2024, incredible. What can I say? Real Matterport's going to get $275 in CoStar, $275 in cash. Is there a withholding tax on the cash? Is that part of it? I don't think so. I don't believe so. I think the whatever you generate in revenue for the year is a capital gain, capital loss. You have to figure it out later. I don't see anything withholding at all. Good morning, y'all, from Splair. Good morning, sir. Yeah, the old Matterport trading at, what's it now? $4.01. It's a $5.50 takeout. It's a capital gain. Taxation on capital gains, very low in America. So I don't know. I throw my hands in the air and go, I don't know why it's down here. It's ridiculous that it's down here, but it is. July 26th is the shareholder meeting. I wonder when we get to that meeting, maybe a week before, are the shares going to be $4.75? 3 days before, are we going to be at $5? The day of the shareholder vote, are we going to be $5.25? And then, a week after the vote, it's all done. Everyone's been paid out. You got your CoStar, you got your money. Matterport doesn't exist anymore on the exchange, and off we go. I wonder, is that how it's going to go down? Is that how this is going to happen? Because right now it's $4.01 a share, and that to me is a joke. But I see a lot of stocks that are kind of humorous right now. SoFi at $6.22, that's a ridiculous number, absolutely stupidly ridiculous. Writing $7 cash secured puts is a pretty good idea over here. Writing 8s, 9s, 10s, further out you go, yeah, might be a very good idea. But hey, what can I say? The market is what it is. Stupid is as stupid does, and that's what's going on. GameStop $25.20 down 39 cents. AI down $1.10 a share. I don't know why, but it is. NVIDIA down $3.58 at $127.20. Now we're lower from that 140 high. Now we're off almost $13. That's $130 a share, kids, that we've given up. And NVIDIA, I can tell you without any thoughts whatsoever, without any worry, it is a very heavily margined stock, heavily leveraged by investors. And this is where NVIDIA is vulnerable to a $10 drop. It sure is. Now, obviously, the lower it drops gives you folks, you are credit spread writers, put credit spread creators. You got to love this. This stock drops. You can get into 90, 95s. And if the stock goes back to 130, 135, are you laughing all the way to the bank? There's some opportunities here, so keep an eye on this for that kind of a move. Why not? Anyway, there you go. Jam, I'm originally from West Africa, Sierra Leone, and thank God I moved to the U.S. All what you say is completely true, Uncle Bruce. Thank you. I heard the IRS is going to issue Uncle Bruce t-shirts. A deep value for a minute before GameStop dipped a tiny bit. I saw that someone was selling 142 shares at GameStop at the ask of $10,000 a share. Doesn't seem legal. Vladdy, good morning, Uncle Bruce. I am number 221 on your thumbs up meter. Thank you all very much for being here today. We're up 75 cents on Apple. We're down 17 on Tesla. We have 480 people watching us right now. Thank you all for coming through here and being part of the channel and joining us. The thumbs up meter and the poll question are underway. We have 220 thumbs ups, so we still have over 200 slackers that Strickland is looking for right now. We've got respondents. 436 people have responded to my poll question today, which is Uncle Bruce has given me the confidence to self-manage my investments by writing call options for income or writing options for income. 63% say yes, sir. 37% not yet. 2-to-1 looks like a pretty good ratio there. Thank you all for helping out with that answer. And thank you for these thumbs ups. 228 just went through. They're coming through one after the other. Thank you all very, very much. Welcome to the party, pals. It's great to see you all. Good morning from Parker Ivy. Good morning, my friend. Thank you for joining us. 25.19 on GameStop, 25.22 here. Still down about 40 cents a share on 2.8 million. Not a lot going on at this point. The AI seems to be getting a little better, 26.43. We were as low as 26.30. We've recovered 13 cents. Only 830,000 traded, rather quiet. This was 31 bucks just the other day. So this is a chance to write cash secured puts. Maybe it's time to write $25 cash secured puts on AI. Maybe, or an opportunity to buy deep in the money calls. Go out to 2026 and see if you can get them under the 90-10 rule and write against those. There's possibilities here. SoFi down 9 at 624. NVIDIA down 473. Still under pressure here. Rocket Lab down 5 cents. Matterport down 5.5. SmartRent down 5.5. Supermicro at 880 bucks, down $37. We got Spiders down 131 to 543.93. Those of you who are sitting on credit spreads on Spider, you're watching these very closely. It's backed off from that 550 level. Now to 543.90. The Qs are off 165 to 479. Adobe up 280. Uber down 26. Apple up 83. Tesla down 18. And now I see Tesla up a penny. Very mixed, very fractional moves. Nothing serious going on, like really serious. Nothing. 47-point gain on the Dow at the moment. Alex, yep, NVIDIA dropping again. Exactly. Thank you all for coming through here and being part of this channel. We're up 47 on the Dow, make it 50. We're still down 13 on S&P, and we're down 80 on NASDAQ. That's about 0.5% on NASDAQ. We finally got some actual movement. We're down 1/4 point on S&P, but we're up 1/8 of a point on the Dow. Oil is only up a nickel, 81.34. There's no reason for this to even be here. This issue, really, this commodity, I think 45 to 55 is where we should be. 45.55 a barrel is at best what it's worth, but there are forces out there at work to hold it up, I guess, and so it's doing what it's doing, and I thank you for hanging out with us today. There you go, everybody. Welcome to the party, pal. Google up $2 today, 179.80, hanging in there. The Dow up 34, AI down just 99 cents. 23andMe has 42.6 cents, up about 0.8 of a penny on 525,000. Still no news from ME of any kind regarding the taking the company private. Nothing has come out at all. I'm still waiting. They are good until, I think they're good until November. I think they're listed until then to do whatever they're going to do. So the meter is on. It's running. Every day it runs down a little more, but so far I have no news on this. SoFi 623. The meter is running here. The time meter. We're now on the 21st of June. 9 days from now, it's the end of June. Or is it 10 days, 31 days? We're out of the month here in the next week and a half. That means for SoFi, the second quarter's over. And that is the third quarter, I believe, of profitability. And we'll find out a month after that. So we're 5 weeks away from now, give or take, from finding out the earnings of SoFi for the second quarter of the year, which is their third quarter in a row of earnings, makes them only 1 quarter away from 4 straight profitable quarters, which is an eligibility marker to be included in the S&P 500. That's what that ultimately means longer term. It's one of many markers this company had to break. It's also another level of legitimacy for this stock to be able to be acquired by mutual funds, pension funds, and many of the world's hedge funds. If they become part of the S&P 500, they become part of sub-indexes as well, dozens of them. Now you have hundreds, if not thousands, of index funds around the world Hedge funds around the world, pension funds, and mutual funds that now will buy SoFi stock as a core holding in these portfolios. That is a fact that will happen, but we're at 622 today. We're not in the S&P 500 yet. So it's early, but not that early anymore. We're running out of time that this stock will get the inclusion, and all hell's going to break loose. It's going to be very good, but I got 486 people watching me, man. I can tell 486 people this is cheap. I bet you 475 already own it. So, this channel knows. Anyone who doesn't know, someday someone will say, you remember that date on June 21st, the longest day of the year, when Uncle Bruce was talking about SoFi at $6.22? You ever want to rewatch that show where he was talking about that SoFi at 622? Now that it's $28 a share, well, check it out. Look what he was saying. Look how he talked about it. Look how he factored it out. He talked about facts, earnings, growth, all this stuff. No one listened to him. No one knew listened to him. His existing followers were there, but the rest of the market didn't even know he existed. Well, it is what it is. I'm just a guy in front of a computer, doing what I can. Double D, you mentioned an AI chip company yesterday at 90 a share. Which one was it? I don't know. Does anybody know? What did I mention yesterday at $90 a share? Anybody? No, I don't know. I'm looking at my quotes that I follow here all the time. Is there any stock around 90 a share that I would have talked about yesterday? Anyone? Anybody? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, Double D. You may have to rewatch my show, which will say that's an ordeal. 2 hours long. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Okay. 624 on SoFi. It's up 2 cents since I started talking about it. It's working. It's working. I've got the market coming onto the stock. There we go. GameStop 24.91 down 68 cents. 24.87 right now. The low of the day 24.82. We're at the lows right now on GameStop. Highs of the day 25.81. We've had a $1 spread between low and high. This is the new normal all this week. Without Wednesday's holiday, we've been trading like in a dollar range for a good long time. Not a lot of movement right now on GameStop. Volume 3.6 million. That's what I got. That's where we're at right now. Anyway, there you go, kids. There's the story. Apple holding a gain. Tesla slightly lower, 50 cents off, and Google holding 165 gain. The spiders are now down 186 to 543.30. So those of you out there who need the spiders to come down, it's slowly giving up some more, just a little more. It's not like a free fall, but there are more sellers than buyers today. That's what we see at the moment in this market, at least on the S&P 500. Okay, giddy up, kids. 24.73 is a low on GameStop. We're at 24.86, so we're a little higher than the low of the session. We'll see if this goes. There's a seller of 7,100 at 25 even, 12 cents from here. Just went through 24.89. We're now trading that 24.88 to 90 range. Will that 25 seller be taken out? Well, they had 7,000. Now they're at 1,700. They must have changed their order or canceled the sell order. They're gone. That seller is not there anymore. 24.90. Maybe the seller got a whiff of a buy wave coming and wanted to get out of the way. Let it go higher and then sell it. I don't know. 24.90 now is going through. 92.93 is the offering area here. Yeah, just traded at 91. So now at 92, 93. 25, there's 2,200 at 25 even. 96 just went through. All the stock's gone to 96 now. It's all gone. 97, it's all gone. We're a couple of pennies away from 25 again. 24.96 at the moment as we drift along here between 24.90 and $25. 3.48 million volume. Nothing for sale. 2,300 at $25. That's all. That's all there is. That's not going to stop this stock. If it's going to go through here, it'll just take it out. 24.93 last trade. 94, 96. 96 went through just a moment ago. So there's one for sale, one share at $24.97. There's 51 at $24.98 and 2,200 at 25. So 10,000 share buyout, we're at 25.10, just like that. Okay, thin on the sell side. All right, there it is. Maybe I misunderstood what you're saying, double. Maybe I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure what that is. I'm not recalling anything at the moment. Do what I can, but can't come up with that one. We're down 68 cents on GameStop, 64 cents on GameStop, $24.97 again. It's offered at 25 here. That's all there is. $24.99 just went through. 98, 29.9, 24.29. $24.99 is where it's been touching, and now it's $25.06. So right there, an order came in for 20,000 at market. Stock's gone. It's now through 25 again, down 50 cents a share or so, give or take, at the moment. Not much going on. Not much so far. All right, up 44 on the Dow. AI down 97. SoFi at 624, down 9. NVIDIA down 410. Matterport is off 4 cents. Adobe's up $4, 470. Actually, Uber down 34 cents. Apple's up 91. Tesla's green, up 39 now. Enphase down 150. Netflix down $6. Advanced Micro down $2 right here. Unity up 2 cents. Google up 2.35. Moderna up 24. Cisco up 62 cents. It's doing just fine. Cisco has had a good week this week. It got down back on the 17th. It was at 45.06. It's 47.30. Nice little pop here in the last week. A month ago, though, it was right here. It was 47.40 a month ago. It went down to this 45 level, and now we're back to 47.34. It's like a rebound from a low trade. 3 months ago, we were at $50. 6 months ago, we were as high as 52.33. So we are still 5 away from 6 months ago. So there's a ways to go yet for Cisco to recover their dip, which means maybe it's a buy here. Maybe deep in the money calls are a move. I don't know. Maybe it's a cash secured put trade down here. Maybe. I don't know. Brian is saying Alberto is a teacher today. Someone getting him an apple. White feather. Here's an apple for Alberto. There you go, buddy. You got it. Welcome all. Hope you're making money today, this week, this month. Going forward, I'm sure you'll do well. Welcome to the Party Option Writers. Congratulations, those who are stepping up and grabbing these classes. You're going after them. Fantastic. If any of you want to buy all 17 classes at the same time in one fell swoop, you let me know. Send me an email. It'll run you $1,999 U.S. funds to get them all. It's a discount. You'll save 20%, but you got to come up with $2,000 U.S. Send me an email. I'll tell you how to do it. I'll send you the links personally if you'd like to do that. But generally, one at a time for $150 a class. Hey, take them when you can. Take number 1, then join number 2, go after number 3. Yeah, no problem at all. Well done, everybody, and keep it going all. I look forward to helping you out to hopefully, make you a little richer. Jen, how are you?
Making money.
Making some money on the market. Mm-hmm.
Thought I'd come in a little earlier today if you're hungry.
Yes, I actually am peckish, indeed.
Got something on you.
Oh, yeah, that won't come off. Yeah, I know it's a spot. I got to get this into the laundry. It's hard. It's not easy working these shirts. Working these markets, these unrelenting viewers that want to make nothing but money all the time. It's hard. It's
so they can hear you?
450. Yes, they can hear me. Not this morning.
I heard.
Second show in a row that I tried to upload just makes me mad. Drives me nuts.
YouTube's having fun.
And I've got problems with this computer. There are apps running. There's something going on that I don't know what to look for. I've got to bring a person in that knows what they're doing.
Genius.
I may have to take this to the Apple store and just say, "Can you tell me what the hell is going on here?"
Genius.
This YouTuber has got a slow MacBook Pro for no good reason. I'm only using 15% of the memory. I got that, so I don't know.
That's what children are for.
Yeah, well, that's true. But their children are busy. You know, they're not that easily summonable anymore. Is that the word? Summonable. Summonable.
Summonable.
Help! Daddy needs help. $24.95 on GameStop, down 65 cents a share. $24.95. Again, we're on the 25 neighborhood. There's nothing for sale at 25 now. There's 50 for sale at $25 a share. Nothing. Whatever was offered is gone now. So welcome all to the party. Bagel. Yeah. How about a grape jelly bagel? Yeah. Lightly smeared grape jelly bagel. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Oh,
So
yeah. We'll do that. Oh, my goodness.
funny text.
Oh, boy. Thank you all for joining in here. People are saying hi to Auntie Jen right now. Fantastic.
Hi, everybody.
Richard Carlin, White Feather.
And White Feather,
Lorraine is saying, Uncle Bruce, grab a kid in your building to help him with your audio there. I know. I just need a 15-year-old who can do anything.
Well, no, that's why we have children and her friends.
Well, got to get him in here.
Yeah. When they're not busy living their lives.
I
don't know what that's about.
Daughter's going to a music festival this weekend, living her life. Abandoning her parents in the time of need.
Okay, I'll go make you a bagel. I'll be back.
Okay, Juan is saying, of course, out of the money put spreads, of course. Good morning, Auntie Jen. Thank you, Juan, and everyone. Welcome to the party, all. Great to have you around here. Fun times at the OK Corral. AI is down 97 cents. GameStop still at $24.94, roughly. We got SoFi at $6.26. It's moved up 4 cents since I started talking about how great they are. So I'll take credit for all of that. 4 cent move because I mentioned SoFi. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And if it goes to $25 a share, you're all welcome that I've made you millionaires. Well done. 4 times the price from here. Hey, way to go. $25 a share. Thank you very much. 5.4 million volume. The low of 620. We're now at 626 on SoFi. Grossly undervalued stock. How about that? Any more I can tell you about that? I'm just saying. Okay, NVIDIA down 406 at 126.72. Rocket Lab down 1.5 cents at 478 at the moment. There you go, everybody. Welcome to the show, the party. Where hopes, dreams, and aspirations will come together for all of you, make you much, much richer than you are now, cash flowing much more. That would be terrific. Thank you all for popping in. Any of you want to get a one-on-one session with me, send me an email at brucefarmert@hotmail.com, and we'll try to look at the calendar with you after the show's over, and we'll see when we can get together with you and see what we can do. Thank you all so much for your support of this YouTuber. Absolutely fantastic. There you go. All right. Thank you to those of you watching today from wherever you are. Those of you who have been sending me emails, talking to me about how we're doing and what's going on. Thank you. There's something interesting. Okay. That is interesting. That is very strange. Don't know what's going on there. Having too much fun here. Never a dull moment here in this world in which we live. Thank you all for joining me today. Make sure, just a heads up for you guys, there's all kinds of shenanigans going on out there. When you're looking to order classes from my website, make sure to go to my website at stockmarkerswithbruce.ca. Here's the link to my website. This is the only website that I have that is the website from Canada. And when you go there and you're looking to order a class, make sure that you're ordering it through the website, through PayPal, through me. If you're having any questions on, you want to get class number 1 or 2 or 6 or 9, and you're having any issues or you're not sure if it's working right, just send me a private email here at brucefarmer@hotmail.com. I'll get you straightened out, and we'll make sure everything's okay. Any of you out there you've ordered a class and you've made your payment and you haven't got your class or you've lost your link, send me a private email, and we'll get you straightened out as well. Okay, just to double check. You never know with the internet. There's always craziness going on out there. Thank you all for your loyalty to this YouTuber as we keep plugging away here and building it from there, one step at a time. If you're sending money to anyone but me, you might be in trouble. You've got to be careful to get dollars here. You need to go here, paypal.com. There's my name, Traveling with Bruce with 2 L's. You've got to find that info. So you just go to paypal.com and then just enter my name, Traveling with Bruce, and then you'll see my picture. You'll know, I'm sending money to him. Fire off $150 a class and tell me what class number you want. I'll take care of you. We're all good. Okay. Remember, in the option business, leave them nothing. Don't forget that when you're writing options, leave them nothing. Okay. Thanks again. Appreciate all of you who've been coming through and supporting this YouTuber by being a member, picking up some classes, looking for a one-on-one. Note, your GameStop is moving up again, $25.14 a share. Just jumped 20 cents here in the last couple of minutes. Fabulous. Thank you. Splair, hey, I'm wishing you a wonderful, relaxing weekend, Bruce. Thank you, Splair. It's Friday, babies. Welcome to the channel on a Friday. Option expiry date, 25.11 on GameStop, down about 45 cents. Giddy up. The volume on GameStop is nothing. It's a nothing burger. I'm showing 4.8 million. Really dead quiet. We got a very quiet market right now so far on the session. The Dow's up 81 points at the moment. Do you have any idea when you're going to do class number 18? I was thinking of it a few weeks ago. Then I delayed everything because of the craziness of GameStop. And I've also been getting a lot of suggestions from people saying, when you do number 18, would you cover this? Would you cover that? Would you cover that? So it's becoming apparent to me that I'm going to need to do a class, number 18 class, that's going to cover a number of areas of discussion. And so I've got to kind of put together a list of the 5 or 7 or 10 things that you really are needing a little more help on, and bring that to the class. So just let me work with it, White Feather. I want to make sure that whatever class I offer you will attract as many of you as possible to the lesson. Of course, as you all know, if you're a regular of this channel and you've taken my classes, you have heard during my presentations, sometimes I get interrupted by Auntie Jen, who is the moderator of the class, and she'll say, hey, you just said something about poor man covered calls or credit spreads or this or that, and there are questions coming from the students about this, or can you re-explain that again? And so those of you who know, I love to react immediately to questions from the live audience that show up for these classes. And so let me work on it. Okay, thanks. I was just wondering. Thank you, White Feather. Yes, as soon as I know, I'll let you in on it. We'll try to give you folks a couple of weeks' notice that a class is underway, coming your way, and then you'll have time to join us for that. So let me work on this, and I'll keep you posted. Right on. In the meantime, you newbies out there, you got to catch up with the rest of this group. You've got to catch up with the 81,000 whatever viewers here. Grab some classes and learn the basics of option writing. Hang out with us every day. And those of you who want to do a one-on-one, You let me know if and when and you're ready, and we'll kind of figure it out together, okay? And we'll get you through to the other side. Okay, thank you all. 2513 on GameStop right now, offered at 16 and 17 and 19. We're off about 40 cents. This is a nothing burger day here. There's so far nothing happening. 4.9 million traded on GameStop. It's quiet. It is quiet. Apple's up $1.20. Tesla's up a dime. Like, it's not. There's nothing going on. Google is up 288. It's definitely higher. It's 180.58 on Google at the moment. The spiders, SPYs, are down 70 cents or so, 68.70 at the moment. AI is still sitting at a loss of about 97 cents at 26.51. We were 21 cents worse off. We've improved by 21 cents so far. ME is about unchanged at 42. SoFi is at 626, down 7 cents. NVIDIA down 388 at the moment. There you go. There's the story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you all. On the thumbs up meter and the poll question, well, look at that. 504 people have now answered the poll question. 500. This is fantastic. Thank you for that. Those of you who are answering this poll question, give me your honest answer. Uncle Bruce has given me the confidence to self-manage my investments by writing options for income. All your investments now are being handled by you yourself. You're not using third parties. You're not using wealth management service companies. You're not leaving your money into ETFs or mutual funds. You've grabbed these dollars. You've rearranged your accounts. You've organized your affairs. You've taken some classes, all the classes. You've had a one-on-one. You are writing options. You started slowly. You've been building up. And now you are self-managing your wealth. This is the game plan going forward for you. It might be that you're managing your retirement funds as a retired person right now. You're adding to your retirement fund faster than you're taking money out. Those of you who are adding to retirement funds just before you're retiring, you're doing that. There are those of you who are in your 30s and 40s and you are managing cash that's outside your retirement and inside your retirement accounts. And some of you have even managed to quit your day jobs because of this. 61% are saying, yeah, that's what I'm doing. 39%, not yet. Hopefully soon. I congratulate you all. Well done. Thank you, TJ.
Soon come.
Have you heard my poll question?
No.
Uncle Bruce has given me the confidence to self-manage my investments by writing options for income.
Yes.
509 have responded. That's pretty good. You know. 61% saying yeah. 39% not yet.
Well,
so
not yet.
That's pretty good.
Baby steps.
It's coming. That's right.
Baby steps.
This is a marathon. This is not a 100-yard dash.
Yeah. Yeah, it's getting the confidence, and I love those little practice accounts you can have, so you can get a little muscle memory in there too of how to actually do a spread.
Exactly.
Covered call, iron condor, whatever your pleasure is.
There's a lot of YouTubers out there who try to tell you about how to trade options and how to do investments. But basically, a lot of them are, and again, I'm not faulting anybody. It's just the way it is. There are YouTubers who are day traders, and they're telling you what they do, and they're inviting you to do what they're doing and how they're doing it. What they're not doing, very many of them,
they're not showing you how to make the sausage. They're
not telling you how to make the sausage. They're also not showing you the fact that you can practice trade, even their recommendations, through practice accounts. The smartest people out there are the ones who use every tool at their availability that's available to them to understand how this works, and to be a practice account operator is a smart move. Even if you have an options account that you're using now, you might find that on the practice account you'll do some option trades that you're not sure about. Try them there, risk free, and see if it works. Why not?
Different tools for different jobs. So you've got all these
Exactly.
Various things you can do with options.
Right? Now, Mandu says, hi, Auntie Jen. Now, Brian says, I sold 7 GameStop cash-secured puts that expire June 28th. That's next week. That's next Friday. Now, these are $25 strikes for, I did them for $2.35 yesterday. I got 4 covered calls to write. Going to wait for a little pop. Number 268, good morning. Well, Brian, we're at 25 a share, still down a little bit on the day. You don't have to wait for a pop. You can write anytime you want and bring in the cash. You'll deal with shrinkage more than anything else. Write out of the money calls and let shrinkage be your friend.
And Brian, look outside your window. Look at the beautiful day we have.
What a great day we've got going on here.
It is a blue sky heading into a warm weekend. That's because in a couple of weeks on Stampede's here, it's going to be either 35 degrees and boiling or
Celsius.
Snowing. Rainy. Windy. All those good things.
Last week.
It saves money on fireworks.
Last week, depending on where in Calgary you live.
Oh.
People had to scrape their windshields.
Yeah. Outside of the city, they had snow cold? Towards the mountains.
In the foothills, they got snow. Flurries. They melted on contact, but snow was falling. Oh, yeah. This is almost July now. Mm-hmm.
I have seen snow every month.
Yeah. Yeah, we've seen snow. Delicia. Delica. How do you pronounce that? Delica.
I would say maybe Delica.
See?
Or Delicia.
See? I don't know how to pronounce this name, so it's...
I don't know.
Delicia Alexander, so it's D.A.
It's DA.
DA is here.
The DA is in the house.
Good morning, Auntie Jen.
Good morning, Delicia.
I was wondering for Uncle Bruce Bagel. We had ours. I was wondering when he was going to get his.
Yeah.
You gotta love it.
Gotta
Brian,
get that market moving.
It is a beautiful sunny day in Calgary today.
It's beautiful.
I actually stopped at Benny's this morning before work. Breakfast place. I'm excited to eat there. Delicia.
Is that like a diner?
Delicia says, Delica. Delica.
There you go.
DA for short.
Delica.
Delica, thank you. Thank you. You guys are helping make this. I'm useless on names. I am awful.
Phonetics, man. That's how we learn to read.
Phonetics. Oh my gosh. I had such a time.
Which I always love because the word starts with a P and an H. Oh. So.
I had such a hard time in grade school with language because we moved from Germany, our family. I was 6 going on 7, and we moved to Canada from Germany when I was 7. And was thrown right into grade
they never taught you
2, 3, 4. And my parents were German speakers. And I went right into the English school system in Toronto and Bay Ridges, Ontario. And
he's young, he'll learn. They learn so fast.
Oh no. No, Uncle Bruce is running from the bullies for not getting beat up every day. Mm.
So every day, when we sit and we have our little morning coffee after he gets off the show, we do a Wordle. I'm sure lots of you do Wordle. And he just kind of shakes his head. It's a hurdle, not a Wordle.
She's the word girl. When it comes to music trivia, I know the guitar solos. I know the key changes.
I know
all the drum solos. She knows the words.
So we play Bandle, except if it's a song after 2000. Yeah. That would have been the child in her room listening.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I'm just, I never thought when I was 15, 20, 25, I never thought that music would go down the road where I would sound like my father, who was 40, 45, 50 as I grew older, that he couldn't stand the music that I was listening to. And
Yes, and they like, how can you hear it? How can you understand the words?
how can you tolerate this? And I thought to myself, geez, I sure hope I don't turn into him. And I did, because the pop music now,
I saw a
can't
wonderful
stand
meme the other day of a guy in his car, and he's got the arm out. He's looking behind him. He's in reverse, and he's the tag is that I'm now at the age where I have to turn down the car radio to see better.
turn the music down so I can see out of my
So I
windows
can
better.
see better.
Oh my God.
I thought, no, I'm not there yet. I'm not there. But I also, don't really crank it that often. That is something we definitely miss about the Tesla.
Oh,
You can just ask it to play you anything, and it does. I don't think this time we stumped it with anything.
rarely.
Were there any things that it just couldn't find?
Not often.
Not often.
I mean, you just get into the Tesla, and it starts the minute you're in the thing. It's already alive, and you hit the button on the steering wheel, and just say, "Play Billy Joel." And it starts playing Billy Joel songs. You don't like the first one? Skips. Oh, here's the one I like.
Yeah.
Or play Tom Petty. Oh, here comes
And then
Tom
it'll
Petty's.
play. It'll come up with a playlist of songs of
the genre.
the area.
Of the genre. Yes. So you get Tom Petty, Traveling Wilburys, George Harrison, all the guys who were in that band.
Little Eric Clapton thrown in.
You say play Beatles, and it starts playing Beatles songs, and then Rolling Stones kick in, and all the British Invasion bands kick in. I mean, it's just fantastic. But Grandma and Grandpa in the car love their music from the 60s and 70s. We don't listen to hip hop today or anything current.
You listen to Tom Petty, and I listen to George Strait.
Burl Ives.
Burl Ives.
Who's that guy you listen to that has that deep voice?
I don't know.
Your dad loved him.
I don't know the deep voice. Don Williams.
Don Williams. And others. Oh, good God Almighty! So there's some music from back then. I can't handle it.
They called my dad Slim because he could yodel like Slim Whitman. Now, if that's not an endorsement, I don't know what is.
Brian, this diner I like going to?
Yeah.
Deerfoot Meadows.
Okay.
We'll have to go up there.
I think we have been past it a few times. We'll have to stop.
Dalika says, no problem how you pronounce my name. That's what my friends and family call me, D.A.
Oh, really?
Expire. Uncle Bruce, I feel you. By the way, have you been forced to learn French?
Yes.
Were you in public high school?
Grade 4. It starts in grade 4 and goes to grade 10.
8 or 10, yeah.
But depending on what school you are, you also have options. So I took in grade 9, I took German. No, in grade 7, I took Latin. In grade 9, I took German. And then in high school, I took Latin again, which led me into Latin at university.
The wordy. The wordy. It was easy for her. History was easy. Science was easy. Words. Oh, yeah.
If you can read, it makes so much.
No kidding,
easier.
Sherlock. No kidding.
It makes everything easier. So here it is, people. Read to your kids. 15 minutes every night. Read to your kids and have them read to you. Our daughter, we still read to each other.
True.
It's very enjoyable.
And what
Get
does she
rid of
do?
the device and turn off the radio and read in the car.
And what does the daughter do for a living? She writes.
She's a word girl. Who won a national math award in grade 8? So yes. Because she's got the music in her.
She's got music in her. I wonder where that came
music is math. Yeah. Math is music is math. That's why it's so important to keep music in school.
Brian, for the Tesla to do that, did you need Spotify? What did we?
We did have Spotify in this last car, but the ones before that, I have no idea what it was. It was not Spotify. Um, but this last one we had was Spotify.
They weren't our car. They came with whatever they came with.
And
you hit the button and just say, play Beatles Get Back. Beatles
when
Get
the
Back.
owner got it back, I'm sure he had to do a thorough cleansing of the music playlist.
Get this country crap out of here. Beatles, get this out of here.
Little George Jones, Tammy Wynette.
Put my hip hop back in here. The Big T, play Yoko Ono. Oh!
I don't believe we ever asked it to play Yoko.
I don't think we did.
That's funny. That's weird. That's
weird. I remember a few weeks ago, Tesla was halting in front of me on the red light while I had a green on the boardwalk side. There was this farting noise the closer the Tesla was getting. Lovely. Yes, you can make it do that.
You can make it fart.
You can make it do farting noises outside the car.
Just to remind people that it's a bunch of nerds who made these.
It's official, Bruce and Jen. You need to go to Benny's. It's delicious. I drive it by twice a day, and I've never gone in. Glad I did today. Thick cut bacon.
Ooh.
Delica, that's right, Auntie Jen. I learned to read chapter books at 5 years old. I love books and history.
Oh, yes.
Bagel Babe, everything bagel.
I think the first
country and jazz all day, says Delica.
The first full book I read by myself, with help from the dictionary, because my parents would never tell me how to spell a word. They were those parents. Look it up in the dictionary. Back when we looked things up in the dictionary, it was like Gulliver's Travels. There it is. Lost it for a minute there. Gulliver's Travels. What a great book to give a 5-year-old.
Oh.
Because we had all the classics, so I started with Gulliver's Travels. It had little people in it.
Mm-hmm.
Little miniature people under glass.
Splair says, damn, I only had 1 year for testing. We could choose one in the 6th grade, and I was horrible. Impressive that Jen could dive into the languages. You were only
no,
one.
Not could, had to. You had to. And at the university, if you want to take an English major, you have to have another language as well. It's a requirement of the curriculum.
Yeah.
Which I never understood. If you're in engineering, you don't have to take physics. Well, you do take physics, but you don't have to take another science major. But in English, you have to take another language.
Let me tell you a story.
Uh-oh. Sit back, children. Do you want your sweater?
No, thank you. So, I grew up, when I was in high school, I was living in a place known as Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario. And Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario are two cities that have merged together.
Home of Oktoberfest.
They call them the Twin Cities. It's very German. Very German everything.
Used to be called Berlin.
Kitchener used to be called Berlin, and they changed their name in the First World War. Yeah.
Weird.
Called it Kitchener. Anyway, great place. Beautiful area. Really great. Anyway, very German-centric. Okay, a lot of people speaking German. So, grade 10 or 11 rolls around, and I'm going to grade 12. Grade 12, I'm done. So I think it was grade 10.
And you should say it because in Ontario you could go to grade 13.
Yeah, if you're going to go to the university area, you're going to go into law or
medical or whatever.
English major, you go into 13. No way, I was going to 13. 12 was about it for me. So I thought, okay, grade 10. What choices do I have for classes next year? What should I take? And you had to take a language, and I didn't want to take French anymore. French was done. I didn't have to take French anymore. And they offered German, and I thought, okay, I'll take German because my parents speak German. All of my parents' friends speak German. I'm surrounded by people that speak German. How hard can it be? So I signed up for German. This could have been grade 10 or 11. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But then, guess what? First day of class. First day. There's 30 of us in the room. And the teacher, who's got to be 50 years old, who's just going through the motions for her last 5 years because she's going to retire with full benefits. I didn't know that at the time. I know it now. she says, how many of you in the class have parents that speak German at home? Well, 10 of us put up our hands out of 30. And she writes down our names. She writes down the names of the students whose parents speak German.
Mm-hmm.
And now we get we start tests. We start our classes, and within the first 2 weeks, we get our first test. The passing grade is 50% in those days. You got 50 or more, you passed. Except if you're from a family with
German speaking,
75%. I had to have 75% to pass that class. And we were all really upset about this, like to say the least. We were at a disadvantage right off the bat because our parents spoke German didn't mean we had anything to do with it.
Well, and these were kids that were teenagers, early teenagers during the war years. They didn't go to school then.
Which
not
us?
all? No, your parents.
Oh, my parents.
That the war really interrupted their schooling, so some of them never went past grade 6.
And my parents' use of German, they could speak it, yes, but could my mother write an essay in German no, she could barely spell. My father, yes, because what did my mother need to write German for? What, for prescription for a doctor? No, it was English. So my mother didn't have the need for what's the word I'm looking for? For the breaking down of the language.
Sexism?
Nouns,
is that the word you're looking for?
Nouns, pronouns,
grammar.
verbs, adjectives. Use this word instead of that word. This is the ending the right way. My parents, basically, if the teacher had come into the house and listened to my parents speak to each other in German, she'd be horrified of the language being completely eviscerated. Because, again, what, was there a teacher in the house telling us how to speak our language in our house? No. But for me, nightmare. Yeah. I'm surrounded by German speakers that are lazy, casual,
and different dialects.
Social. German speaker. I'm not a prayer. I barely passed that class. I think I got a 51. I barely made it. And that was the end of it. I could have gone another year. And the teacher said, why aren't you taking it for another year? I said, complete hell on earth. This German you're teaching me, I will never need it in the setting I'm in, ever. The French that they were trying to drive into us, again, was very technical and detailed and correct and proper, everything. Useless.
Depending on where you were learning France French compared to Quebec French.
Oh, who knows? We were so always. The students in the class were pissed off. We were all pissed off because they're going, this is bullshit. We will never use this in real life. We could use some of this in real life if only they would adjust the curriculum to the Canadian way of doing it. But no. We got to go down the road. Yeah. And it just turned us off. And we just went right out. As soon as we could get off that highway, we got the hell off that highway and just tried to take courses to get the hell through high school. Just get through it. Because when we get to university, we can study what we want to study if we're going to university.
Or college. You studied what you wanted to study.
It was hell. It was hell. I was a terrible student. Terrible. Academically awful. And the teachers would accuse me of being lazy and uninterested. He'd rather speak to his friends than apply himself. Well, there was no internet. There was no YouTube. There were no classes on the stock market. I would have been happy to take a class on the stock market. Oh God. At age 15, had they had classes on investing, oh wow, game changer. But there was no such thing as that.
You've always been a money boy.
Yeah. My parents were business people. They were self-employed, small business entrepreneurs. There was no class on how to operate a business. No class on how retail stores work, what franchises are. The biggest corporations in Canada weren't even explained to us. In our own country, we had no idea. We were clueless out of high school what the world's all about, just like today's kids who are generally unable to fathom the world in which they live, other than their social media world. And maybe some have followed GameStop and have learned about the market that way. through osmosis, maybe, but certainly not through a class.
But that's how you had family businesses, because you saw what your parents were doing and you learned it almost by osmosis just from being in the same room as them.
I'm in high school going, I know how my dad does business. I know how my
I can
mother
sell.
makes money. I know how to make money in this world. You guys aren't helping me at all to get to be a better moneymaker whatsoever. So I can't wait for the time to go by to get the hell out of here so that I can now get out to the world where you make money when you do something right. We're here.
Money.
I'm supposed to learn the adjective, pronoun, the proper spelling of words into the, oh, Lord, writing definitions and stuff. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it was bad. It was rough. But and then I had classmates who were excelling at it. They excelled because they were born in Canada. They grew up and read to in English. Their parents were in the administrative world. God bless them. It worked for them, and they got the glory and the grades and the ribbons and the trophies, and the rest of us were outcasts. But when we graduated, we made money. We knew how to make a buck, and we knew how to work our butts off because we watched our parents work their butts off. These kids were academics, and some of them failed miserably.
I know. I never had I never had a career in mind at the end of my university. I went to study things that I liked, but not really thinking of it as an applicable occupation. Just knowing at the end someone will hire me.
Someone will hire me. I can read and write.
Doesn't everybody want to know Sanskrit? Come on.
I mean, come on. I know some Latin. Hire me. Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Auntie Jen, so much. True Confessions of High School with Uncle Bruce. Oh, my God. Yeah. Fun times. Let's see. What else is going on here? Dude. Uncle Bruce, I like the sideways action on Tesla lately. Might be good for Iron Condors. Just closed before earnings. Got 150, and I'm more than 30% out of the money on either side. Brian, I took civil engineering was the major, but you did have to take a few humanities courses. I took philosophy courses, but they now have video game courses. I missed out. Bobby, I have the Golfers Travels cartoon movie growing up and watched it a lot. Oktoberfest is the thing to go to in Kitchener, Ontario. Splair, in most states in Germany, you end at grade 10, but there is an extra school for 11 and 12 in case you want to study beyond that. Brian, Uncle Bruce, October 50s GameStop cover calls are going over for over $4 each. Might be a good sell. No kidding, that's a good deal. Lorraine, Uncle Bruce, my coworker, has a 2-year-old son. He's from the Congo. He speaks French to his son. His wife is from Korea. She speaks Korean to the son. He said his son will learn English in school. Oh, God. Oh, no. Brian, 40's going for 5, by the way. Splair reminds me of my Polish influence with my mother and my family members here in Germany. We talk totally mixed, so I had to learn a lot of Polish stuff in an extra school. In evenings, a counter the theta on school couldn't be large enough. Lorraine, broken German, other cultures do broken language. I know. It's when these poor kids show up in the public system, they can't speak a damn word of English, they get the crap kicked out of them. They're bullied, they're talked down to, they're looked down to, they're socially excluded. It's awful. It's just the worst. And I'm talking the 60s and 70s for me, let alone what today's world is like. Oh, my God. It's honorable that parents are trying to keep the culture alive, but for the detriment of the children, not good. Not good at all. When they eventually have to go out there, they have to go out into the real world eventually, and it ain't a pretty place sometimes. Not pretty at all. But what are you going to do? What can I say? Brian, that is like learning French in Nova Scotia. All the actual French is Acadian, which is like a mix of English and French and yelling. Yeah, I know. I swear. At least I can fluently speak 3 languages, and I have some issues here and there with writing in all of them. Unbelievable. Yeah, we just... I was just dying to get out. Dying. I couldn't wait for the end of grade 12. Couldn't it couldn't come fast enough. Could not come fast enough. I had no good times in high school as a whole. There were pockets of okay times, but as a whole, one good news for me was I grew physically to get to like 5'11", 6 feet. And so 99% of the bullies out there wouldn't mess with my height. But man, I would have really paid the price had I been 5'5" throughout all high school. I would have been just kicked the crap out of it. It is what it is. It was what it was, and we move on. And my determination to succeed was only increased by the frustrations that I was facing through junior high and high. I knew that I can do anything, and if I put my mind to it, I'm going to make it. Just like Marty McFly, you put your mind to it, you can do anything. And I wasn't going to have anything stop me once I got out of high school, because high school was holding me back, because they were doing the program. The 1,500 kids in the school, or 2,000, whatever the number was, they had to follow the playbook. I get it now. I know now. But when it was 73, 74, how the hell do you know what was going on in 1971, 72, 73? You're watching TV, and what you're seeing on television has nothing to do with what's going on in high school. Vietnam War, protests, inflation out of control, out of control interest rates, nothing. What's happening in my father's music store, nothing replicated that in the school. What was happening with my mother's dress business, nothing happening. There were all these worlds. I had all these worlds that I was in, and then there was the high school world, which was just a waste of my time. I knew I had to do it. I knew I had to get through it. I had to get the diploma, and I ground it out. But it was not enjoyable. And do I need to go back for a reunion? No, I don't. No, I don't need to go back for a reunion. Thanks, but no thanks. I've moved on, and I'm very happy where I am. But unfortunately, you carry the scars. You carry the scars, and there you have it. Anyway, it is what it is. Kids, look, there's nothing much going on. I'd love to tell you there's all kinds of opportunity making nothing but $1 billion today, but this market today is going through the motions to get out of the month end here. There might be volatility in the last hour today. We're up 49 on the Dow. This is it. AI is down 90. GameStop is at $25 a share. It just is not doing anything. ME is at 42 cents. SoFi 625, down 7. Nvidia down 465. There's nothing happening here. It's a very nothing burger kind of day that I can see from my angle here. Those of you out there doing your thing, more power to you. And again, those of you who have been able to write credit spreads and score, well done. Those of you who are doing cash secured puts, hauling in ungodly premiums, I want to hear that. I love it. Keep it going, everybody, and stay on top of this. Those of you who are taking the classes and learning how this is done, I can't encourage you any more than I have. It's the way to go. It's your answer to the world in which we live, which is uncertain and is not going to help you if you're on the bottom end of the scale. You cannot afford to not take over your life and turn it into your play, into the game you control. You have got to control your future. You've got to control the destiny of your economic well-being. You cannot count on outside forces doing the right thing for you. That's not going to happen. We have 287 thumbs ups. I thank you so much for those. If you're watching the rerun, thank you again for hitting the thumbs up button for us. You guys are just the best. The poll question, look at that. 561 respondents. I thank you for doing this. I don't know if this question is inspiring any of you to think about taking over your own, control your own assets. I hope it does, because I can tell you, you don't need to be very smart or successful to outdo money managers. Believe me, these guys and girls are working for behemoth-sized companies, and they move like a giant cruise ship, very slowly, one side or the other, and they just try to stay the course. If you really want to make money in this world, you've got to take control of your life. And if you are self-managing your portfolio, you can make shifts in your portfolio to stay ahead of the market and ahead of changing and challenging forces or times. The question was, Uncle Bruce has given me the confidence to self-manage my investments by writing options for income. 61% of 565 people saying this is true. 39% no, not for me. Maybe you tried it or you looked into it or you haven't yet made the move. I totally understand. This is a big decision. It is a big step to take in your life. And for some folks, it's just too much. You just can't go there. I totally understand if some of you just cannot make that kind of a commitment to that kind of a direction. I understand it. The classes are here. Take one, take two, take three. You may find that it's just not for you. You may find, wow, this is fascinating. This really is something new. I've never heard this kind of talk before about how the market works. You're learning stuff on the fly. And those of you earning and learning at the same time, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. And it's for the rest of your life. This is not a one class and you're done forever kind of deal. This is an ongoing learning position where you're buying into the program for the long term. And I congratulate you, all of you. Thank you all so very much. Jesse James, I graduated high school. Now at age 40, I'm going back to school. I just enrolled in Uncle Bruce's University online classes. Splatter GameStop looks like it won't break out below 24 or above 26. Charlie, I too can speak 3 languages, English, Southern, and Pig Latin. Stock option sensei, just fold your arms day today. Brian Stinker to sell GameStop. October 50 strike for 450. You may want to go 445. That might be the better way to do it. Dude, the key is to stay consistent. Learn a little bit every day, and you'll do well with options. I'm a slow learner myself. I've constantly performed with options, consistently performed with options, thanks to Uncle Bruce. Thank you, my friend. Splair, Southern, and Pig Latin. What's the difference, Splair? And just in case, I wish you all a great, relaxed weekend. Thank you, Splair. I wish all of you the same thing. Have a great weekend this weekend. Anything wacky happens, I'll pop in and say hi. But in the meantime, I thank you all for joining me all this week with Wednesday off. I look forward to seeing you Monday morning. Get richer out there, kids. Take in those premiums. Let time be your friend. Learn to fold your arms. And just watch the shrinkage eat the gamblers alive. Well done, all of you who are scoring on this thing. Those of you who are looking for one-on-ones, who are booking one-on-ones, I look forward to seeing you. And you let me know when you're ready. We'll take it from there. In the meantime, all the best to all of you. Thank you for another great week. And I will see you next week here from Calgary as Jen and I continue traveling down the road with you. And hopefully will help you get richer than you are now. Okay, kids, have a good one. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you a little later. Bye for now.